with tip-off. It can be a circus. David, thanks. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Jackson.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Jones is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Anderson in at the 3. And for the Mavericks, inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic, and it's George in at the point. Hey, Smitty, for rookies being given a lot of responsibility early in a season, early in their career, do you think it helps their growth, or does it run the risk of hurting their confidence early?
You know, I think it helps them, but I think those type of rookies that you give so much and put on their plate, you still have to have some veterans around them.
Because there are going to be problems, aren't there? Early on.
There's always going to be adversity throughout the season. If you have a championship caliber team, there's going to be some ups and downs.
Fournier passes to Jones. Back to Fournier. Lock at 6. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And so George will bring it up for Dallas. It's a 3-point game. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
They knew that the arena would be rocking. And if they could execute well on the offensive end, they knew they could quiet down this hostile crowd.
And here are the Mavericks now, following the miss by Jaren Jackson.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Jones against George. And there's the pass to Valanciunas. The feed now to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
These are the fundamentals we're always talking about. Excellent bounce pass.
Doncic kicks to George. Knocked away. It's stolen by Jones. Outside Jackson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And steady improvement, Smitty, for Lithuanian big man Jonas Valanciunas. You look at his per-minute numbers, pretty impressive.
They are. He'll give you 20 and 10 with 30 minutes a night. But in today's game, it's so perimeter-oriented. Will he get that opportunity?
Grizzlies have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Stolen by George. And George with the stuff.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Trailing here by 8. Kicks to Fournier. Valanciunas inside. Guarded by Powell. Shoots a fader. No good from Valanciunas.
And that's okay. Even though you missed, you had the right guy taking the shot.
A pass to Porzingis. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Let's take a look at Dallas. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot. But it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Memphis Grizzlies, 6.5 games behind them.
And I think for Dallas, they are, in my eyes, one of the big surprises of the young season. I mean, no doubt the talent was there, but I just didn't think it would come together this fast.
Yeah, everything's clicking right now, but what I'm curious to see, how will they handle adversity when it arises?
George finds Curry, lets it go from deep. That's good for George on the assist by Curry. George has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Mavs. The Grizzlies trail by 11. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Fournier goes in. Off target from the baseline. Dallas has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And it's George finishing it off.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Porter's checked in for Dallas. Here's Clarkson. No good, unable to end this run.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
Jones dishes to Lopez. George against Jones. Pass to Clark. Shot clock at 6. He kicks to Clarkson. Lets the 3 fly. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
The 3 from George. Another 3 for Dallas.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Clarkson against Curry. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Clarkson. Launches it. Here's Clark, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Mavericks lead. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
So on the floor for Memphis. Clark is out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Vonleh. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. And it's Jones in at point guard.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Yeah, the defense has allowed him to get into a rhythm from there, and he's been relentless.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. Stolen by George. And George with the stuff.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. We see it all the time, Smitty, the league doing more to protect the landing zone of shooters, but for some guys, using that forward momentum to change that landing spot. What do you think of that?
Kevin, this is a great debate because as an offensive guy, I know you see a guy launching, I might change my shot and start to go forward just in case I can get a foul if it doesn't make the shot. This is a tough call to call. It's going to be like the charge block, I think, in some years to come.
Vonleh kicks to Clarkson. 4 on the clock. From deep. And another miss by Memphis. Looking at Memphis, they took the win in their last game against the Detroit Pistons. And Finney Smith gets it to go.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And it's Jones with the ball for Memphis. 19-point game. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
That was the key message going in. Be efficient. Everyone was on the same page, and you got a chance to see the results.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
To the paint, here's Jones. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Yep, that one goes.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
1 second left. That one doesn't go. And so... Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Oof. That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
And these weren't just putbacks and alley-oops. He was roaring to the rim and finishing.
Inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Then there's Luka Doncic, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Grizzlies shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. Jones, the pass to Fournier. Pass to Valanciunas. Shoots over Powell. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
When Valanciunas is getting it to fall from there, the defense is in trouble.
And Fournier over to help. Doncic kicks to George. Here's Porzingis. Makes it off the glass. Porzingis has got 9.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why, lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Jackson finds Jones. Down low, here's Fournier. He doesn't hit that one. Dallas has gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. And the dunk by Powell.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Fournier, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting it up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. This is his second trip to the line in this one. Longley's checked in for Anderson. Second free throw, no good. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Doncic, no good. The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Valanciunas, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
You could see on that drive that Valanciunas would not be denied. He just willed his way to the score.
Doncic outside. Back to George. From the arc. Rebounded by Valanciunas. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Jones with it. George picks him up. George against Jones. Pass to Vonleh. Back to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, he can't get it to go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
And really, Doncic can score from any area. His arsenal is very impressive.
Feeds it to Valanciunas. It's deflected. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Wants to get it to Doncic, and does.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Fournier passes to Jones. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Here's Fournier. The Mavericks pull it in.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. It's deflected, but they'll get another chance. Good work there as it goes. Fournier's got 5 points so far.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jones against George. The pass to Jackson. There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. George against Jones. From deep. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. George against Jones. George looking over the floor. Sinks the triple. George has got 28 points for the game.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Mavericks ahead, ending the third quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines. A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. Justin Jackson comes in for Hardaway. And Georgia subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Smitty, you played with the U.S. national team. Would you say they allow more physicality in FIBA than they do in the NBA?
No, I think, Kevin, different parts of the game, there's more physicality. Like on the free throw line, boxing out. Like going up for rebounds, they let a lot more than we're used to go. But usually the NBA players adjust, and they find their way.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. They've got Clark. Anderson is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Jaren Jackson. And it's Vonleh in at the 5, down low. Pass to Jackson. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Ball's knocked loose. It's Anderson with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anderson's got his first points of the game.
Way to convert through contact, Kyle, with excellent body control.
And here's George for 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. George has got 10 points here in the second half.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
Jackson, the rebound by Marjanovic. Dallas has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Outside, George. Another 3 for Dallas.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he's doing it by getting to his spots and making big shots.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Dallas.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for George.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Good, nice play there from Vonleh.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
George double-teamed. On the wing, Jackson. Marjanovic kicks to George. Back to Marjanovic. And he lays it straight in.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
Here's Clark. It doesn't go for him. And the Mavericks going the other way now. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Again, the Mavericks score.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Anderson dishes to Clark. Anderson outside, takes a three. No good. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They poured it out.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, and the execution was flawless.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is...
Keep it up. Hey, you're the man, Shaq. Keep it up, Shaq. Keep doing you. We love it out here, man. We love it.
Really, at some point, you can't...